If you could send a message to your younger self, what would it be? I think the message I would send to myself is probably going to be a little bit different than most people. One thing I would say is everything's going to be fine. You just got to kind of take a step back occasionally and look at your situations. I would tell my younger self that your feelings aren't always right and that you're just going to be upset about things that you don't fully understand. I would tell him that things will start making a little bit more sense. And while making sense of those things won't necessarily make it better, you'll at least understand it. I would probably tell him to not be so afraid to speak out and to know that not everybody's going to do the right thing. I would also tell him that while giving up is easy, it's not going to make you happy and it's not going to get you anywhere. Nor is it going to solve any problems. It would probably be smart to list your problems and to try to take care of them from the most important to least important. And in turn, you will eventually make it to where you will be less stressed and anxious. I would also tell him that there is no way of doing something perfectly. You have to be willing to make mistakes and you have to be willing to make missteps. And it is in those mistakes that you will learn the lessons. You should try to go into with as much knowledge as you can, but know what useful knowledge is and useless knowledge is. I would also tell him that you find out very quickly who your real friends are. There's always going to be people that will say that they're friends with you and they care about you, but they will not be there when you need them. And it's always going to be fewer people than you realize that will actually be there for you when you need them. Sometimes they'll be busy. Other times they won't really care as much as they say. Not everybody's word is as useful as you think it is, and this is why people mistrust each other. That should not stop you from your word being valuable. And while you like to say the things that aren't really popular, it will bite you in the ass sometimes. And you really have to understand how it's going to bite you in the ass, when it will bite you in the ass, and if it's worth you getting bit in the ass.